I'm currently making a ham and cheese sandwich at 13:02 and need to punch in at work in 58 minutes, so welcome back to the Rice Bowl channel. So I don't really film long videos on weekdays because it's a hassle to have to deal with the camera angles when I'm constantly rushing around. But today folks, it's something special. I'm about to get a massive raise at work, is what I want to say, but nah, it's something even more exciting. Today's the final day of the World Baseball Classic, the WBC. So for those who don't know, the WBC is basically like the Soccer World Cup, but for baseball, and this tournament's been hands down the hypest thing I've ever watched. Even if you're not a fan of baseball, check out some of the stuff like Yu Chang home run for Taiwan, Trey Turner home run for USA, the final inning of Japan versus Mexico, Andres Santoria striking out Japanese batters for the Czech Republic. It goes on and on. Like, whoa, just talking about it, I'm getting goosebumps. But anyways, after eating some food, I headed to work and nah, man, I wasn't really feeling it today. Like, I considered skipping work altogether to watch the game, say I have a fever or something, but I already told my coworker about this massive game today, so he would know the real reason why I didn't show up. And my mom even asked me if I wanted her to call HR and say I had to leave early because of a family emergency, and as tempting as that was, not on the Rice Bowl channel. So I left work at 10 p.m. and I was like, score! But when I got outside, one of my coworkers wanted to tell me something, but he didn't speak English or French and I didn't speak Spanish, so we had to do it all through Google Translate and it took 10-15 minutes. But I ran to the car, drove home, and made it for the last two innings, and this was one of the craziest things ever, especially the last inning. Ohtani versus Trout, everyone wanted to see it, but like, it's crazy how it actually ended like a movie. 2 outs, full count, bottom of the ninth, 1 point difference, Ohtani versus Trout. What are the odds of that happening? And yeah, as you all know by now, Ohtani got the strikeout and Japan won the whole tournament, but this was so much fun to watch. And I was thinking, to make this more legendary, imagine if Trout hit a home run off of Ohtani to tie the game and they go into extra innings where Ohtani hit another home run to bring Japan to the lead again and they win like that. I don't think civilization is ready for something so crazy and epic like that, but hey, maybe next time it just might break the social constructs of society. But yeah, no joke, I'm just so grateful to be alive to have watched all those games. Shout out to the organizers and players, can't wait for the next tournament. Had some of this plum wine with my dad to celebrate, which was an easy S-tier situation. Something about that plum flavor is so good, and it's definitely something food companies should explore in North America. Had some dinner after that, and it was getting quite late, so I kept it simple. Just warm udon noodles, couldn't find the instant soup packet, so I made it myself, but not a big deal. This was super tasty, especially with the spinach my dad made. And speaking of food, I recently got this comment. Looks like both of your parents and your grandma are very good in the kitchen. Do they work in the food industry? So basically, to answer the question, my dad went to cooking school in Japan back in the day and got a cooking license and then worked in bakeries a couple of years. My mom has no training, but it's funny because she was hired to work as a private chef for an older lady in Maine for a summer. And my grandma used to work in daycares making food for the kids. So yeah, in terms of food, I was really lucky growing up. Thank you for the question. I went up after that and practiced the banjo for a bit. Didn't expect to learn a new instrument in my mid-20s, but hey, this is still a bunch of fun every day. And after watching Team Japan win the WBC, I couldn't rest. I wanted to work out also. And speaking of working out, I recently got this comment. You should make workout videos. And man, I'm not qualified enough to make workout videos, but to sum it up for cardio, it's basically running at anything between 7.7 miles an hour and 9.5 miles an hour. For muscles, I do squats, split squat, chest press, bicep curls, pullovers, and lateral elbow raises. Mix in some push-ups, leg raises, and pull-ups, and that's basically the Rice Bowl workout routine. I know, nothing revolutionary or crazy, and I'm sure some of the more advanced folks are even shaking their heads after hearing about my routine. But hey, this is what I've been able to consistently do, and it's been working out for me so far, so I don't plan on making any drastic changes yet, but hey, thank you for the comment. Rinsed off after that, and man, I just realized my hair's never been this long. I usually get it cut every 6 weeks, but right now it's been close to 12 weeks. I wonder how long this is gonna get. And I was still on the WBC high, so I watched a bunch of WBC highlights and breakdown videos. I just really wished more people gave baseball a chance. It's just such a great sport. Edited some videos after that while listening to some music, really digging Georgia on My Mind by Ray Charles, and I don't know why I feel an intense sense of nostalgia when I listen to this song. I've never been to Georgia, nor have I really listened to Ray Charles when I was younger, but yeah, super good song. I hope you give it a listen. Did the Wombo Combo oral hygiene routine after that and got into bed, and that was my day as a mid-20-year-old living with my parents, but it was the final day of the WBC.